we last left off on Dungeon Wives, we found our hero Alkyone in the Third Eye Tavern as it is going up in flames. She, with the help of a barmaid named Clarissa that she was able to save, navigated their way out of the burning building after having an altercation with a mysterious armored individual. Outside in the alley by the tavern, she met Sister Katerina, who helped protect her from the march of the dark soldiers through the city and helped bring them to the Copper Crest, the home of the leader in Baergo. On the way to the Copper Crest, they met a strange, shy young woman named Alexandrite, who helped them in their final push to safety. Inside the Copper Crest, Alkyone met Lady Dionystré, who recognized something unique within Alkyone. Lady Dionystré implored Alkyone to head to the capital city of Viriath and inform her cousin, the Phoenix Queen herself, of what happened to Baergo while she attempts to rebuild. We now find Alkyone and Alexandrite being led out of the main chambers of the Copper Crest into a place where they can rest and fall to the fall of night when the members of the site come to them to head north. They talked for a moment, and now they drink tea. What would you like to do until you leave?
Oh man, if you hadn't asked me that, I was planning to say, and that's what you missed on Glee.
Okay, we can go back. You want to go back and then do...
What's so exciting about that is it would have rhymed.
Oh, okay, what
Just give me the last line about the tea. We're sitting drinking tea.
Oh.
I'm ready.
Okay. And so that's where we left Alex and Alkyone in this room drinking tea.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
That was a very
and that was the night before Christmas.
yeah, because isn't it usually like, and that's what you missed on Glee or something weird, right? Isn't that how they did it?
I have firmly repressed all memories of that show, actually, so you know far more than I ever will about
Liz
this.
is gonna be so mad. Liz is such a Glee stan.
I can respect that and them, but I shoved those mememories way down.
Well, I never could. I never will, and I never.
Ryan Murphy is too powerful.
He's too powerful. He's got this hold on my throat. His foot's on my throat.
Foot on your throat.
I thought he got rid of me, and then he released Pose, and I said, "Oh, foot back on my throat."
I mean, if we had to go through Glee and like half of the American Horror Story seasons to get to Pose,
yeah,
then it was all worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all worth it. We just couldn't see the master plan.
What do you want to do? You have probably like a couple hours, not like a crazy amount of time. But you have some time before the site comes to retrieve you and Alex to evacuate the city.
I'm a little stressed.
Okay.
Obviously.
You're gonna let loose. 420 blaze it.
No.
Oh, okay.
The thing about Alkyone is she doesn't actually smoke.
Okay.
It's just when you meet her, you immediately get the impression that she has been high since she woke up.
That's a good vibe.
Exactly. You look at her and you're like, my God, how many edibles did you have? And Alkyone is like, my blood is clean.
Dude, I'll pee in a cup right now, man.
I'll pee in a cup right now. Okay, so where's Alex?
In the room with you.
Oh.
You two were drinking tea.
Oh, is it literally like picking up straight after?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Me as a DM. Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, no, like literally, like I think the last thing she said to you was like, "I'll make some tea for us," and you were like, "Ooh, tea," and she was like, "I'm a botanist. I make good tea." You know, great flirting techniques.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either one of us can.
We already relived this on episode 0. We can't. We're not gonna relive our
I know.
OG
I'm just
flirting.
saying, like for our listeners, we can't judge them. It's very sweet. They're making tea. I'm just gonna sip on my tea then.
Okay. For a couple hours.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like,
you could go get provisions. You could go look for people. You could just explore the castle. Like, you could do whatever you want. Or you can literally just do nothing and we can skip for 2 hours.
I guess I want to go find my cousin.
Okay.
And see if everybody's all right. Getting the new baby. The new baby.
The new baby. David.
The
baby. Yeah, for sure. So
I'm going to set my little cup of tea in the saucer.
Sure.
Awesome. She has a whole set.
Of course she does. She's like a lady of a town.
I love her. So I'm going to set it down with a little clink.
Mm-hmm. I'll add that in.
Yes. do Foley with my own team. I'll say, it was really nice meeting you. We are going to be seeing a lot of each other. Do you mind if I duck out and see if I can find my cousin? I do have like some stuff for, they just had a new baby, and I do want to finish that part of my like first very normal mission before starting on this other larger not normal mission.
No, I don't mind it at all.
Okay.
I'll be here. I might go get some potions or something. But
oh yeah, should we duck down to the kitchens and grab some non-perishable items?
If we want to, yeah. I mean, I can grab stuff for you too if you know what you want. I'll probably head down.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty good at foraging, but any bread.
All right.
That's what people take on these things, right? My mom kind of packed my basket for this, so
that's nice.
Yeah.
I'll go get bread.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Bye. And she heads out.
All right, I'm gonna.
As to you. Yeah. So you go through, out through these doors, and you're kind of back in that like long hallway that had the pictures of all the other kind of leaders of this town. You know, there's like
I'm gonna
huge
take
portraits.
some time to like maybe like I'm walking briskly, but I'm like very much now like, what are these people?
Yeah. So you basically like a lot of them. They're actually very interesting. There's a lot of different various. It doesn't look like they're all from the same family. Like it's a lot of like various races and species and different kinds of people. Obviously the one that like is at the end of the hallway is like a very gorgeous like portrait of Lady Dianastre, but then as it goes down, it's kind of, the portraits look older. They're just different kinds of people. You definitely can tell there's leaders. None of them you probably would have heard of, honestly. You're like most of your life she's probably
Forrest,
a Forrest, but like even if you knew about the leaders of this town during your life, she would have been the only one that was like she's the president of your lifetime here in Baergo. She's been ruling for a really long time, so she's the only one you would have known. But they're cool if you like art. There's no one like super. There's no like super sleuth clues or anything.
I didn't think there was gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, there's very interesting looking people. There is a very similar aesthetic of this sort of like brown and gold and copper and like metallics, and they're all very beautifully painted. Some of them get a little adventurous with style. Like it looks like maybe the people who were in the photos were like
some cubism.
Yeah, literally. Like some of them are a little less traditional, and maybe that was just that ruler maybe had a bit of a streak to them that they wanted to express to the people.
Art and politics.
Yeah, and so that's sort of what you see, and you're walking down this hallway, and you go back down those like super giant stairs, and the crowd is less full in terms of like people coming in.
So it's like most everybody is kind of,
it's
if
like
you were gonna get
down
into the keep, you've done it by now.
Yeah, probably. And it seems like people are settling down, but it's still definitely people coming in, because it hasn't been that long that you've been since you came in. Like maybe like 20 minutes or so, but like people are still getting there, but less so. You know what I mean? Like people are getting more settled now. And roll an investigation check. I don't know, just to see how long it takes you to find your family.
Oh no. Natural 20.
Holy shit.
So,
of course you got it on this like random ass investigation check. So basically you like you enter, you go downstairs, and you just sort of look to the left, you look to the right, you look to the left again, and then you go to the right. You just like decide on a direction, and pretty early on into the process, you hear like a little like, I can't do it.
This is like baby Yoda.
Oh yeah. Is that a baby noise?
It sounds like, what's the song that you like to sing along to that has the
baby?
Oh,
Are You That Somebody by Aaliyah?
Yes. It sounds like the baby noise.
I'll get that audio clip of the baby from Aaliyah. Insert here. Amazing.
If that isn't just 2 seconds of silence when I listen back on the official episode,
I'm gonna put the 2-second clip of the baby and the Aaliyah song and hope we don't get sued. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, insert baby noise from Aaliyah here.
No, you.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know that baby.
I do. That's the baby cry sound like.
I love that.
But you know what I mean?
love
You
that.
hear a baby cry and it catches your ears, and there's probably lots of babies.
But
and
this one is special.
this is special. This is a special baby, and you turn and in the corner, you probably would have missed them if you were just doing like a cursory glance in the room. But they're off in the corner. You see your cousin, your mother's cousin. So it's like your first cousin, right?
I mean, I live
that what it's
in a
considered?
commune of moms. We're not big on familial labels being super specific.
Yes, but that's Joan is her name.
Joan.
And you would know that. And then her partner Fair,
Fair.
who uses they them pronouns.
Thank
know,
you.
it's Joan and Fair, and then their new baby,
New baby.
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
She totally says that.
And you say that you like the little baby. Ready for it?
Yes.
Cried.
How could I miss that baby cry?
Exactly. And you look over when you see them and you yell his little name, and Fair is holding him right now, and they're just sort of doing the bob up and down thing.
The bob.
And they're sort of like they're kind of settling on like these two cots that they like push together.
Nice.
And Joan is like, "Oh, hey, Alkyone."
Oh my God. I'm so glad you guys are okay.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're okay. How did you get here?
Long story, but I'm here now.
Oh, sweetie, we're so glad you're okay. And
How's the baby?
Oh, pretty fussy, honestly.
Understandable.
And Fair turns a little bit to it because like it's doing that. They're doing that thing where like the baby's like laying on their chest, and so the baby's head's like facing behind them.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
It's like the burping.
Yeah.
The burping
Also, like
position.
how I hold Jasper.
Yes.
and so Fair turns, and also describe. I could just also describe your family
Yes,
to you, so you know
please.
what they look like.
Are
I
there
also
pictures?
have-
Do you have pictures?
I do have pictures for them.
Ooh.
For
Are
the
those going to
audience.
be a website or Patreon?
I can't put them anywhere because I don't own these images. I found them
Oh.
on Pinterest.
So
So
it's
so
exclusive me
You're
content.
it's exclusive Rachel content. So that's Joan.
Oh, can I describe her?
Do you want to? Oh, sure. Be the DM.
I don't know. She's deep crimson skin. She's big wife energy. It's important to me
Mm-hmm.
that you all
That
know.
your cousin's wife energy. Okay.
Hey, for Alkyone, no.
Okay.
For me,
For Rachel.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
She has ram's horns just like Alkyone.
Mhm.
She's got thick, curly, dark hair, and I love that this description says she has a kind maternal energy about her. I love that.
Don't look at any of the other NPCs on that page.
Lucky for
So-
you, I'm the most unobservant. That's not a joke.
That's my secret NPC page of people you haven't met yet. So, yes, that's Joan. She's wearing very flowy clothing, dark crimson skin, ram's horns like Alkyone, also with sort of adornments. It's probably something that's a part of your commune. And she's these sort of like milky, like whitish silver eyes, which is a tiefling thing. It's not that she's blind or anything. It's just like a tiefling trait. And Fair, this is what they look like.
Oh,
Do you want to describe them again, or do you want me to describe Fair?
Yeah, they have bluish lavender skin and white eyes as well. They have different kind of horns. They look kind of like gazelle.
Yes, they have like
horns or
gazelle horns.
antelope
Yeah, they're
horns?
also they're tieflings. We
Yes,
should
they're
say that as
tieflings.
well. We
Tieflings,
haven't
tieflings.
we haven't
Tieflings everywhere.
mhm,
Yeah, their horns like they rather than curling, they
grace backwards,
Yes,
sort of, and point to
yes.
behind them. Yeah.
It's very good. It's very, very good. They have dark hair that they keep in a braid. They look very competent. And I will not say they have wife energy, but they have big spouse energy.
Huge spouse energy.
Huge spouse energy. We should all be so lucky.
So that's Joan and Fair. And so, yeah, and I think that Fair leans more bluish. So it's like red and blue, which means...
The baby's purple.
yeah. So he kind of looks like you. And little Sebastian, he has... He actually has more like purpley irises. Like he didn't get either of his parents' eyes. But it's like a milky... It's like the whiteness is milky, but there's like still like a purple iris in there.
Love
He
it.
has like a light lavender, like a lilac skin tone. And he has these itty bitty nubbins, little bitty like horns that are gonna hopefully grow.
That's a good
And
baby
like
right
a
there.
little like tuft of like white silver hair.
Mm.
Like there's some like, what do you call it? Like when people are
Those Punnett
redheads?
squares.
No, when people are redheads, it's not a repressive trait. What's
No,
it?
it's,
What are you talking about?
I do. I paid attention in class. I did. There's dominant traits and regressive. Is it regressive?
That feels incorrect.
It does feel. It's definitely a
But you know what I'm talking
recessant.
about? Maybe?
Recessive.
Someone's going to be yelling at us.
I'm so sorry that we both have theater degrees.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's because neither of his parents have that silver hair. So it's definitely
it's definitely a
something,
trait that.
Yeah, in the family.
Like, it's a non-dominant trait for sure that this tiny little baby has received.
Yes, and you would know that other people in your family have hair like this. It's a very, like, you've mentioned before that the whole commune isn't all tieflings, but there's a lot of them. You know, I mean, this is 3 of them.
It's like majority tiefling for sure.
Joan hugs you. Little Sebastian and Fair are also there. What do you want to do or say with your family?
Obviously, one of my moms has knitted baby clothes, including a little hat with like little holes that will allow for horn growth.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah!
Holy shit!
Oh yeah! So I'm definitely gonna pass those off. I've kept them in my little pouch.
Yeah.
And like I think a bunch of the moms and some of the younger cousins like wrote on a card, like, you know, like a congratulations on bringing new life into the world sort of deal. So I pass along, you know, the well wishes of the fam.
Yeah. Well, Joan immediately puts that hat on. It looks fucking adorable. What color is it?
Like sunshine yellow.
Oh. He's a little like lilac and sunshine boy.
He looks like a little flower. Oh, I know we have to get to the plot, but I could stay with Sebastian for the next 45 minutes.
I'm tearing up.
You can't confirm Mackenzie is tearing up.
I am tearing up IRL at how cute that fucking baby is.
Wow.
Are you also tearing up?
No, I don't have any feelings ever.
I can't believe this baby.
I can't believe this baby is now coming on the adventure with us.
Holy shit, can you imagine? I need to stop crying.
I would never ever put this baby into danger like that, but if in a Mandalorian AU.
Oh yeah.
In that perfect world.
Oh yeah. For sure. Babies. That'd be amazing. Okay, so yes, this hat goes on this baby immediately. And Joan tears up. And it's like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. She worked really hard on it.
Oh,
I'm
amazing.
so glad it fits him on his little baby head.
It's perfect. Thank you for everything. I'm so glad you're safe.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are safe.
And
sounds like you might be here for a while, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what this is. Like, how this could have happened.
Yeah. I've been assured that this isn't the normal rigmarole of this town, so...
This is not. We've been here for a while, and it's definitely not how it goes, but it's just scary.
Yeah.
I guess you always think that things can happen to other people, and you forget it could happen to you too, and it's kind of scary, and I'm just glad you're safe and that everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Especially since you were just visiting, sweetie. I feel so bad.
No, there's no way you could have predicted, like, a dragon.
I mean, dragons, they don't do this kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's what makes it even more scary, is that it doesn't make sense. If things make sense, they're scary, but they make sense. This just doesn't, you know?
Yeah. Listen, I would love to stay.
We'd love to have you stay with us best we can.
I kind of have something to do, though.
Okay.
You know the, like, lady in charge of all this?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. She asked me to, like, do something, so I have to go do that. Yeah, like, promotion for a job I didn't even know I was doing.
That's an amazing thing. She's incredible.
Yeah, I might be able to stop by the forest on the way back, but on the pretty good chance that I won't, just, let my moms know that that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm not heading back. If you can.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Send a letter or something.
Of course.
Cool. Thanks, Joan.
Well, how far are you going?
To the capital city.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been there before.
Me neither. This is one big adventure for one tiny tiefling.
Well, be careful. I don't
They're
want
sending me
anything-
with guards.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
Yeah. Elite wives.
What?
What? Who said that? I feel like we've been neglecting Fair. I feel like they've been like
No, I was about to
Like-
pipe in. Well, Fair's trying to
like the
comfort
primary parent right now.
Sebastian, and Sebastian's like tugging on their braid, and and they're just like, okay, all right, okay, yep, cool. Trying to like
oh, hey,
deal with
little
the
guy.
baby.
I'm gonna try and like with a little finger, like try and like interest him and not braid.
And he looks at your finger, and he grabs onto it real tight, and he
Ooh,
pulls it
whoa.
into his mouth.
Oh,
And
that's
he
wet.
bites with his like 3 teeth. They feel like fucking piranha.
Coming in real good, those teeth. Oh, you're a strong boy. Thanks for this gift.
I can't really talk.
He can't talk, but I'm definitely getting the impression that he's like, oh yeah, another one of you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Stop.
I'm baby.
I'm baby.
And Fair says thank you, honey, and kind of nods, like a head pointing towards
Mhm.
Joan, and Joan puts her hand on this like necklace she's wearing that you would recognize probably as something that like certain people in your commune your community have worn before. It's like a very
Okay.
intricate like symbol of just like nature and like motherhood and protection, and it's definitely like something from your community. And she touches it, and she kind of winks at Fair and takes it off.
Whoa.
And she says, I want you to have this.
Well, but you just had a baby.
No, it'll protect you. And, your mom would want you to have it. It'll protect you. You have a long journey to do.
All right.
I promise.
And put the necklace on.
All right. And if something ever comes up with it, I'll let you know what it does. Mm-hmm.
What does it look like?
It's sort of this like,
What?
I didn't fucking prepare this. I don't know why. It's sort of, it has the like twiny, very like braided brown sort of cord. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's sort of this, it's almost like, it looks like it's, I can't even think of it. Those like white kind of alabaster looking tokens that look like they were like carved almost from like
Yes.
bone
Yes.
almost. Like it was
Yes.
like, it's like a bone carved thing, and it's sort of like a floral pattern. It's sort of this like like almost diamondy
Okay.
like leaf shaped looking thing with this sort of like intricate carvings in it. That's just sort of like a symbol within your community.
All right.
And
Sick.
yeah, and if something
Add it
happens,
to like my 4 to 5 necklaces I already
Yeah.
have on.
exactly. And so she gives you that, and Fair says, yeah, you gotta stay safe. Really, you gotta come visit us again, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry this visit kind of got sidetracked, to say the least.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, I'm still sorry.
You don't have to be. You don't have to apologize for things that aren't your fault, Alkyone.
I'll work on that.
You should. Really.
I'll kind of burst into tears.
And Fair sits down on the bed with Sebastian, and Joan sort of joins them. And Joan says, when are you planning on heading out?
Kinda when the guard comes to find me.
Okay. Well, if you want to hang out with us till then, or... You don't have to feel obligated. We might lay down, honestly.
Yeah, I would take a nap if you can. I'm not totally sure how this is gonna.
Well, this one
pan
dictates
out.
our naps.
Very true.
Yeah, and Sebastian. That's him.
That's
putting
the braid.
putting hair in his mouth. Yeah.
How did I know?
And Farrah's just rolling their eyes.
Suffering.
Yeah, suffering.
All right. Well, Alkyne's gonna say her goodbyes and
All right.
and give Sebastian a tiny little peck on the forehead.
Do you love my baby noises?
Oh, no.
I love this baby.
I am so glad.
I almost named him Jasper, and I thought it would make
Maybe
us
too much.
Yeah, there is, and I've told you this off air. There is cat inserts in this world, so I know where Jasper is. Like our cat Jasper has a self insert.
Is he a tabaxi?
Obviously. I know exactly where he is, and I don't even know if you'll ever encounter him.
But you know what? It just matters that we know he's here in this
He's
world.
here. I gotta put Kiki somewhere, but
Oh,
definitely
well.
our cats have like D&D sonas in the universe
Jesus
of our game.
Christ. You all knew what you were getting into.
Hello,
Hello,
I'm
we're gay.
I'm a lesbian here. My cats are in my D&D game.
As it should be. All right, so she's gonna say her goodbyes.
Okay.
Give the baby a kiss, and then
Give the baby a kiss.
give the baby a kiss.
That's a spicy meat baby
It's a
right there.
spicy- a meat baby. Oh no. And then she's gonna head back. I mean, she's gonna kind of like look around and absorb everybody's emotional state.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Okay, so that's going to be a 13.
A 13, yeah. So in this room, it's one of the larger rooms, the one that Joan and Fair have sort of ended up in.
Yeah, like a kind of a
It's like a ballroom almost.
yeah,
that they've
ballroom with a bunch of cots now.
basically, yeah.
And
And like I
stations.
said, it's very comfy. Like you can tell that these people are doing a lot to make sure everyone is comfortable and taken care of. It's not sort of like, oh, we're just gonna throw you here because we don't know what else to do with you. Like it looks like, I think it's incorrect to say they planned for this.
Okay,
but
that's actually was going to be my next question. If I
Yeah,
got to roll
like-
high enough to tell.
to be like they're ready, but like I feel like I don't know how to say this. It doesn't feel like they were like
every government should have like
A plan.
solid plan for
Yeah,
like
and
whether
it-
it's going to be a dragon or an earthquake or you know,
and
plague.
it seems like they invested money and time into this.
All right.
Where maybe someone didn't have to. Does that make sense? Like it looks like I think that through a lot of this, you've gotten the impression that Lady Dynastra is really loved and like really gives so many shits about the people that she takes care of, and that she was. I don't think she ever would have imagined a dragon attacking,
Yeah.
but she was ready to take care of her people and anything she had to do. So people are like not. People are settling down now. There's still some people. You notice that there's like a couple people maybe crying and they look like they're maybe alone. Like maybe they haven't found their person yet. But a lot of people are with their families. A lot of people are eating. There's plenty of food. You don't know how they have this much food, but they have a lot of food. I don't know. Magic. Cough, 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 cough. Probably. So it's just like you could talk to anybody you want to. You do see like, coming into the room, like, holding a bunch of books is Sarah. Like you see her like coming
Wow.
in, and she's sort of kind of briskly walking over to a place where she's probably settling down. And I never really described her, but I will describe her now for the audience. She is sort of like a shorter but very like lean muscle sort of elf with these like long pointed ears with a bunch of earrings on them, and she kind of has this like very dark caramel skin and shaggy dirty blonde hair kind of, and very thick eyebrows, and that's sort of what she looks like, because I never described her because she was a random stall girl and now she's an NPC.
But now she's a wife.
Now she's a wife. Now she's a hot wife. So she's walking in. You recognize her. Do you think you interacted with a lot of other people in your week or two here in Baergo?
I mean, as much as like, you know, when like the unaccompanied minor thing, where like you're very polite to adults I mean, she's not a child, but she is very naive. She hasn't left the forest.
Mm-hmm.
So it is still very much a situation where she's very polite. She does talk to people when people talk to her, and she does kind of, she does sort of go out of her way to be just the best little tiefling she can be, you know, a pillar of tiefling society. But I wouldn't say that she's made friends necessarily, because as like open as she is, she's still awkward and shy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she sees people that she's like, oh man, I'm really glad they got out.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure that she would like run up and be like, hey, what's up? Crazy, right?
Boogity, boogity, boogity. What's up, bro?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably just see people you recognize.
Yeah.
That's up to you if you want to go interact with anybody, if you just want to go back to your room.
I think, yeah, she's feeling a little weird, might go back to her room.
Okay. Yeah.
And she also doesn't want to be like, hey, Aunt Joan and Fair, like, I have to go. And then, like, go chill with somebody else in the room.
Go hang out with Hot Wife Sarah.
With Hot Wife Sarah, yeah. No, she's just going to go back to the room and
right.
kind of, like, reorganize her bag.
Yeah, for sure. So you go back to, you kind of navigate through the Copper Crest again. You go back to this room that they were kind of keeping you in. Alex is not back yet. She's just not there. So you have your bag. You're just going to kind of reorganize, sit, hang out.
Yeah, I'm going to fiddle with the pendant that was given to me.
Do you think Alkyone has any like idea that it might do something?
No.
Okay. So then you wouldn't be like
I feel like there's so much of like, this will protect you in the commune that like, sure, some of it's magic, but like, is it protection from like a tummy ache or, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's just filling around and the feeling that it will protect her is just as important right now as the knowledge that she does not have that it will like actually do something to protect her at some point.
Yeah.
She just feels better with it around her neck.
That's very sweet. So yeah, I guess we might as well just fast forward a little bit, right? So eventually Alex comes back, shows you the food that she got, just like some, perishable, is it perishable or non-perishable? Non-perishable.
So like dried
she
berries.
Gets heavily perishable
items.
items.
Here's some cheese and a carton of milk.
I know we don't have a fridge, but I think we could do this.
Here's some raw meat. We could do something with that, right? No, it hasn't been cured. What are you talking about?
Exclusively perishable items.
Oh,
no, she gets non-perishable items. She gets the bread that you requested. It's a nice sourdough. She gets some food and packs a small bag. She also got some healing potions as well that were like sort of put in that room for you, and she puts them in her bag.
The brains of this organization.
She is very smart. And then you guys sit for a little while longer. It was already kind of latish in the day when the initial when our podcast began. It was latish in the day, so it's not that much longer. It's maybe like another hour and a half or so. And then you hear like kind of a knock at the door, and it's kind of creaks open. It doesn't really wait for an answer. It's just sort of like knock knock, and then a kind of head peeks in, and you see this sort of you see this head pop in the room, and they sort of they're a half orc with sort of like a lightish green skin tone, and the classic kind of half orc teeth and these bright like golden hazel eyes, and kind of like long dark brown hair that's kind of parted down the center that goes to the middle of her chest, and she sort of leans in and smiles, and she's wearing the armor that is identical to Sister Katarina's. She leans in and she goes, hello, hi, Alexandrite and Alkyone, right?
Yeah.
Hi. And she sort of steps in the room. I'm Sister Ayana. I'm here to take you. We're ready to go. Are you two ready?
And I'm gonna look at Alexandrite like, are you ready?
Alex smiles and nods at you.
Yeah, we're very, yes.
Oh, all right. Come with me. And she turns to like kind of open the door for you, and as you two are exiting out, she says, oh, hold on, and she puts a finger on Alex's broken glasses that she's been wearing, and it's sort of like in Harry Potter, that little and then like they kind of like the glass like makes almost like a noise as if it's cracking, like the but like they like
it's like
it like heals them over again. Alex sort of blinks and almost crosses her eyes a bit because they're like, oh, my glasses, I can see out of them again properly. And then Sister Ayana says, oh, okay, good to go. You exit the room and Sister Ayana begins to lead you through the Copper Crest. You are kind of going back the same way you came out, and you go back out the door, and then you take sort of this right and go around to like the south side of the Copper Crest. So, like you out the door you came, to the right and around the building. There's this sort of like shimmering energy field almost that's going around the crest that there's roll a perception check.
Okay. 19.
Yeah. So you see that there's like sort of these like towers that are built into the wall, that you can see like heavy, like kind of forces of this magic coming out of. So
Okay.
there's probably, since you rolled pretty well, you see there's people in there. So there's like mages or sorcerers, or, magic users of some sort that are like keeping this up. So this isn't just like a thing they pressed a button and made. There's like actively people across the entirety of this gate keeping a sort of force field around the crest while the dragon is still here, ? You don't see it right now, but you still see that the city is still burning. And the sunset is happening, and there's sort of this like pinkish purple sunset color in the sky, and the flames look strangely complementary to this color, and it just looks really kind of sad and weird that the city is continuing to burn. So when you finally crest around the building, you see off in the distance let me count on my hands 6 figures that are standing kind of near the edge of the gate.
The wives.
Yes, so many wives. All these wives. I was literally like, are they the wives? They are the wives.
The elite group of wives.
The elite group of wives.
In the magical justice system, magic-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Baergo, the dedicated soldiers who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Wives Unit. These are their stories. Boom, boom.
All right, we should describe these.
Is wasted.
Let's describe these NPCs.
True.
You ready to meet these NPCs?
Yes.
So you're getting closer, and you see that there's 5 people.
Okay.
Standing there. So you're like, oh, those numbers feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
But
perhaps we shall find out
yes,
why.
there's 5 people there, and they're standing by sort of this like, it looks like those in like the Wizard of Oz, the door that goes to the cellar that Aunt Eller's like, get in here, bitch.
Exactly like
the famous quote from Wizard of Oz, get in here, bitch. The like storm sheltery basement door.
Yeah.
So it's like
down
embedded.
to the cellar.
It's like off. Yeah, it's off the ground, but it's a little slanted. They're
Mhm.
standing by like a large one of those, and there's 5 of them there. So you see Lady Dynastre, you see Sister Katerina, and you see these 3 other people.
Okay.
On the far left, you see a human-looking person. They have sleek, short blonde hair and bright blue eyes. They have very heavy, notable facial features, wide, sharp jawline, a pointed nose, and thin lips. They look at you both with a kind of calm intensity. Directly next to them is a very tall half-orc with medium-length hair pulled back into a high bun, and the underside is completely shaved off with intricate patterns into the buzz. They distinctly only have one arm. Their right arm is completely amputated from the shoulder, and their left arm is holding this like huge halberd that's like taller than their body.
God,
And they stand with they have a lot of piercings and tattoos covering the skin that you can see, and they look at you with kind of a smug smile. And then on the left of Sister Katerina and Lady Dynastre, you see this sort of like high elf person with like a dark caramel skin with long dark brown braids that fall to the middle of their back. They have bright hazel eyes, kind of a button nose and pouty lips and curvy hips. They wave at you. They have kind of a fun energy about them. And as you approach, the 3 sort of like bow their heads to you a little bit, except for Katerina and Lady Dynastre. Right. And should I just tell you their names, I guess? I don't know.
Give me names and pronouns, please.
And I have images.
Perfect.
So the person with the sort of slicked hair is Sister Jocelyn. Their pronouns are she and they, I believe.
Yes.
You have my page.
Do all pronouns, yes.
Yes. And then there's Sister Nora. Will you hold it to where I can also see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also she, they.
Yes. Yes, I forgot about that. I was like, who's who? So that's Sister Nora. And then Sister Emmeline, she, her, is the one with the button nose and the pouty lips. And those are the other members of the side that are standing here with Lady Dianostre and Sister Katerina.
All right.
And you approach them, and they bow their heads. And Lady Dianostre says, "Thank you, Sister Rihanna." And Sister Rihanna goes, "Of course, yeah." And kind of goes and lines up next to the person on the left who was like standing alone. So now it's like kind of 2 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Lady Dianostre says, "I've had some change of plans. We need a couple more hands here. So two of my guards who were going to be going to Fenderon will be leaving tomorrow, but I am still sending you with some members of my side. This is Sister Jocelyn." And Jocelyn, the wide jawline, blonde hair, nods their head. Sister Nora. Nora like does like a chin up thing instead.
Oh my
and
god.
says, "Hello." And
Is that a Russian accent?
kind of, yes. It's technically a like
Slavic?
northern.
Yeah.
In our world,
Northern.
it is northern.
Oh, delicious.
Like a northern accent. People, I don't know. Fuck it. Roll a history check. I don't know how much you would know. You might have seen some Travelers. It's cocked.
It's cocked.
Yeah.
Oh. +0. So it's just a straight 11.
You northern people sound like that usually.
Cool.
You like what's
When they pass through the forest, I'm like, the fantasy Russians.
Yeah. Fuck up. Yeah. So what's in the north is like the mountains. The mountains are up to the north.
Okay.
There is like you could get to know this person and figure out where they're from, but like, the like a main city there is Fenderon, actually, which was just mentioned. That's like the main city in the north. It's a mostly dwarven city, so there's like small villages in the mountains, where half-orcs and like furbolgs and like creatures like that, people like that live. So she's northern probably with that accent. So and then and she points to the left and says, "Sister Emmeline," and she goes, "Hello," kind of what?
These accents, I love them.
They're from
so many wives.
They're from very distinct parts of the
country.
Yeah, they're like. I'm trying as a DM to be very intentional because I love voices and accents. I'm trying to be very intentional about like where people are from dictates how they sound. So like in the South, obviously Lady Dianostre kind of has this like Britishy situation, as does Sister Ayana. You know, they're both kind of like this like sort of Britishy, but like also there's like a lot of like more American sounding people in Baergo. Your Forest is very American sounding, right? You and your cousins. But then like the far north, especially like in the kingdom, so the continent of Suneralis, this kingdom that you're in of Sarenfell, and this is all like the map's on our website. Sarenfell is like the left side of this continent.
Yeah.
The right side is a kingdom called Boraleaf, which you don't know about as Rachel and also kind of Alkyone. It's like the right half of this continent. It's like its own kingdom. There's its own situation happening over there. There's not like a war between the two halves of this continent, but they don't like
tension.
They don't intersect very much. But like the mountains go across both kingdoms, and so like the super like Boraleaf northerners are like, that's like the Russian people, like the Russian sounding people, and then this French flavor, maybe you'll find out where they're from as well. But yeah, I'm trying to be very intentional about like where they are from, and it's just like a silly excuse for me to be able to do voices, I guess. I don't know. And then she says finally, "And you've met Sister Ayana," and Sister Ayana smiles at you, and she says, "We have been sending out groups to help people, help bring them back, and we do not feel it is safe to just send you straight out of the city. We thought the cover of night would help, but I worry about it. And if you feel comfortable with it, and you have protectors, obviously, this is another route. These tunnels have not been used in a very, very long time. They've mostly been kept away. We don't journey in them, but if I'm correct, it should take you underneath the city a few hours north and should spit you out right by the Gulf, and that will take you directly to Rivermouth. This, I believe, is the safest way out of the city.
Are there, like, things in there?
If I'm honest, I do not know. This has not been opened in... Not any time during my reign has this been opened.
Cool. Meta. Rachel knows what's going to be in there.
Because I asked permission, because it's always good as a DM to check in.
Because Mackenzie knows that I'm not the biggest fan of this fantasy trope.
Don't
I just
spoil
said fantasy trope.
For our listeners, even though they're going to find out soon. There is something I care about. Let's just do this. Something I really care about as a DM is like checking in with you and making sure that you're always happy and comfortable. And there is a specific fantasy trope that is a trope for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
J.R.R. Tolkien did it.
Fucking
and
asshole.
Everyone in the world doesn't know. And it is a very classic early level D&D thing, in my opinion. And I didn't want to almost kill you like I did last time. And it also makes sense, you know.
It does. It does make sense. Let's
the
go.
setting.
Let's go. Let's do this.
But I just want to say, as a DM, I made sure to check in with you, make sure this is okay.
Yes.
I love you a lot.
I love you too. Okay. Alkyone is going to be like, all right, sounds good. Tunnels it is.
All right. And she turns to Sister Katerina and kind of nods at her. And then she kind of uses one hand to sign something to her. And Sister Katerina, you notice now that she has been holding this like kind of long, intricately covered golden rod. It's kind of rusted even because it probably hasn't been used in a very long time or have been taken care of at all. She walks over to this like large slanted gate and she puts her feet on it and she stands on it, and there's this hole right in the center of it, and she holds this large rod above her head, and you see her like kind of bracing her feet, and she, you know, kind of readjusts her hold on it and then lifts it up and slams it, and it hits perfectly in the center of this hole that's right in the middle, and she holds it in, and she like starts like moving it almost like it's a gear shift in this very like probably specific way, you know, like how when you drive stick, like it looks like she's doing that, and then it kind of makes this like noise, and you see it begin to like shake a little bit, and it starts to part very slowly. So like, and so her legs are on it, and her legs start to like move with it, and so she like pulls the rod out because it kind of loosens and releases, and then jumps off of it so that she doesn't fall into it. Mm-hmm. And you see the like musty, damp smell of like the underground begins to sort of seep into your nostrils as it opens up, and this sort of like dust and sand from the desert, like it's kind of falling into it because it was like settling on top of these doors, and it's like sort of rattling now and falling into the little gate, and you kind of see there's like sort of a spiral staircase that is basically right there.
All right.
And the sisters sort of line up and they enter first, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
All right. And so they enter first, and do you assume you follow them in?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you're, so you
they have one last look at like this bizarre pink, red, orange sky. One last look before I descend into these fucking tunnels.
And you take this one last look, and almost, it like you're almost taken to like a different plane because it's beautiful, and you've never gotten to see this, and it's now going away almost immediately as soon as you get it, you know?
Yeah.
And it almost jars you because you hear this like bash, this loud and insanely, like, it is the loudest thing you've ever heard. It sounds like a bomb going off. And you look up, and it is the dragon bashing its body into the barrier of what's happening, like the Copper Crest's barrier. And it bashes its, like, body in and kind of rolls over the top of it to no avail. And the members of the side are already making their way down the stairs, and they stop and they look up, and Alexandra looks up and grabs onto your shoulder, and Sister Katerina, like, grabs onto Lady Dynastre, and you all just look. It's so close to you. You're finally seeing it. It doesn't even look like it's real, because it's just made of this, like, smoke, and it looks rotted, and it looks like it could have been a glimmering gold once, and now it is just blackened and rotted, and there's parts of it that you can even see, like, its bones and its organs, because it's just the skin isn't even there anymore. And there is a rider on it. There is someone on the back of this dragon, and you can't see who they are or what they are, but they're making this dragon bash itself against the barrier, and eventually the dragon pulls back and screams into the sky as it blows this, like, black, ichory looking flames out of its mouth, and it looks, and it flies for a moment, and then it goes back to the city. And you see that, and Lady Dynastre looks off at it, and you almost see that her shoulders, like, fall a little bit. You can't even see her face, but you can feel the sadness in her. And she turns to Sister Katerina with this just sad look in her eyes. And Sister Katerina signs something to her. And she smiles in return. And she looks at you. And she said, "Be safe. We have a lot of work to do."